showing you around the sides, checking the response. Round to the other side, just checking the fronts now, making sure they're evenly uneven, one should say, so that they're bitty, they're soft, but yet they're not asymmetric. Now at this point I'm going to add some volume into the hair. First of all, I'm going to apply some wet and dry fixative made by Aveda. This is the cool tones, and the hair is quite ready, and this is ready to encourage a little bit more ashiness in those highlights. This color does wash off after one shampoo, and it can be used on wet hair such as I'm using, or on dry hair as a hair spray fixative. Now the hair's got that more volume in it, a little bit more to work with. I start drawing it in. Massaging the head, yet allowing the hair to respond to the drying technique in its own natural way. So often, if we over dry, the client goes home and dries within her own interpretation of what she thinks we did. And then, disaster. The hair doesn't come out the same, and she thinks it's a bad haircut. So it's important when we're doing these finishing touches that we try and be reasonably soft and loose with our drying technique, so we get a nice response. And if there's any little tricks that we're applying to the drying, it's important to tell the client about it, explain to her, and understand that the more we explain about the drying technique, the better she will understand how to manage her hairstyle. Yeah, I'm just rubbing, not putting too much lift into the crown because it already has its own volume. So I'm just roughing it dry to increase the speed of the drying. This feels nice for the client because it's also like a head massage, and it's making the hair respond nicely. Now the volume is starting to come back. The model is feeling more comfortable because within the drying comes the femininity now. The softness is starting to appear. And the response is there. Picking it through, just looking at the color combination there. We can see how the wet and dry spray for cool tones has really brought up the silver tones in the hair. There are many drying interpretations of this shape, as I explained earlier. Here we're drying it forward, we're accentuating the width of her profile. Working the sides forward and under with the hands. While drying, now we can see the profile, elongated response that we're getting there, you see. The shortness into the back, Then that soft overlay coming forward. And into the temples there. If we work it completely forward, we can see the strength of the overlay. If we work it down, then it looks soft and wispy. Working in the crown, getting a natural response from the crown there, just by whirling the dry around and letting that crown respond. And there we have the shape starting to show itself now. Using a dryer with a good amount of power. Important to suggest to clients what kind of hairdryer to use, realizing if they use a different type of hairdryer even than we do, they will get a different kind of response. So retail sales, good shampoos, good conditioners, same brushes as we use if any, same kind of hairdryer that we use, all encourage client satisfaction. And there we're seeing the response after drying, working into this side, just a touch longer on this side, just removing a little bit of the length on that side. Just into the temple. Little finishing touches done at the end, not at the beginning. When the hair's dry and we can really see the way the hair naturally is responding, then we can go in with those little finishing touches to clean up the line. And there we see the dramatics of the overlay with the two-tone popping color and the profile line. Very flattering. And there we have the finished overlay and a happy model.